if he's going to just wait a while to see what opens up for him.
So it doesn't really go with the Talia because you want lockdown, but I think you could just go with the Gnar topside. When they do go with the Talia in this instant, it instantly makes me think of something like them running back the Twisted Fate, having that instant gold card to set up the Talia combo. I don't know if you'd really want to blind pick that here, but if you don't pick that here, then you could be giving that over to Rogue Warriors. And you called it, Clement. We actually are going to get TheShy's famous Quinn.
Yeah, this is a champion where he really excels at. We've seen a number of different builds coming out from different top laners here, but we have seen mainly been like Fleet Footwork coming out from TheShy, and he does like the Blade of the Ruined King when he did play it in the past as well. So we're going to spend a little more time with that pick in game. Meanwhile, Rogue Warriors are going to be playing Takeaway from Rookie. Actually, I misspoke. Never talk about hovers. They just go back to the Galio and the Graves.
So they knew exactly what Rookie wanted to go for, right? That's why they flashed it. They knew it was very telegraphed from the Talia pick that they would want the point and click CC. They're going to stick with what they know. They still have a very strong topside 3v3 for the side of Rogue Warriors. If they can get on the likes of IG's topside 3v3, Rogue Warriors is actually stronger. It has more AoE damage, has more burst, has obviously AoE lockdown as well. For IG, it is a bit more about tethering and playing off your distance, so it is harder to execute for the side of IG, but that was the same story in game one, and we saw how that turned out.
And we are seeing TheShy go for Cleanse in the top side as well. This is what he brought when he was playing the Renekton versus Vayne matchup. So it's going to make it a little bit harder for Forge and Ziv to actually lock him down. They're very interesting selections. Meanwhile, Rogue Warriors take away Leona and Tristana to snowballing picks, and we see a hover for Misfortune here. A bit of a weird AD carry selection given the rest of the champions.
They do change at the last second, so already IG are indexing more into this pick-oriented composition, right? You have the long-range ultimate from the Jhin, you have the Destiny coming out from the Twisted Fate. We always expected Quinn to be played as a hard side laner last year, and by hard side laner, I mean like not pushing and roaming, not rotating for your team, just playing for those side lane turrets. But in the LPL, we did see her played more as a roamer, about the fact that, you know, you can change into Valor and quickly get to the opposite side of the map to join your team for a numbers advantage skirmish. So I kind of expect TheShy to do the same thing he was doing last year with this pick.
Yep, being able to win your lane out handedly, get that huge CS lead, and still join the team fights in critical IG fashion. Now, we are going to get a very interesting pick in the Ashe here. I don't think we've seen this in the LPL just yet, so kind of an interesting one. Maybe you could take me through what this pick does for you.
I think they're picking it because they want to contest the bot lane 2v2, right? Ashe has always been a champion who can gain lane priority. You have a lot of range with your volley. You're obviously a pseudo answer to the Jhin in the sense that you can stop his ultimate with your ultimate, though typically we don't see it used like that. I also like it for the fact of the hawk shot, especially in this matchup where Graves is a champion who is a farming jungler, wants to get ahead of his opposition, but IG will have those strong soul lanes in topside. So being able to spot out Shun so Haro can navigate around the map properly and not get bullied out in, you know, around the top half of the map, I think will be very critical for Rogue Warriors this game.
Tracking Shun around the map, also throwing a little bit more engage onto their pick team composition. Looks like an interesting fit. It is the first time we're going to see Ashe actually be selected in the LPL. So we'll see how that one goes towards. Who do you think actually came out with the better composition? Which strat do you prefer?
I like what IG has. I like the fact that, again, I expect them to have priority towards the top half of the map. You do have ganks set up in the mid lane to try to take down that Galio, though it won't be quite easy, obviously, with that magic damage shield and you being double AP. But even if they don't get a kill off onto the Galio, they should at least be able to transition that pressure elsewhere. TheShy won't need much more than some, I'd say, like wards and river to make sure you can bully out Ziv in that top lane. Then it's about playing around the bottom half of your map with the CC that the Jhin brings, and probably stacking some early dragons and knowing IG finding a ton of kills along the way.
So it seems like IG once again are the favored team going into this one. Two marksmen that we haven't seen before in the LPL are going to make their debut in Ashe from Michi and Quinn from TheShy. So super exciting here. We do see the PTA being selected alongside with Cutdown. Very strong runes against Renekton. And it will also be the press the attack selected by Ziv as well to get that burst damage.
I'm really interested to see what mythics both TheShy and Michi go for. For the Ashe, we mostly see Kraken Slayer in solo queue. It's Kraken Slayer into Runons, into IE, just a very stock and standard build. But the side of IG doesn't actually have that much tanks or frontline, so you would think you don't necessarily need the true damage coming out from the Kraken Slayer. So I wonder if you would want to pivot towards something like Gale Force. And for Quinn, there's just so many you can find in solo queue. I've seen Prowler's Claw, I've seen Gale Force, I've seen the Kraken Slayer, so TheShy can have a lot of options. Maybe something like the Gale Force for the movement speed you get on the Mythic passive to be able to continuously kite out that Renekton through the whole game would be quite nice.
Yeah, and that's actually been a very important part of Quinn's kit in this matchup. We have seen previously there were some phase rush users when Quinn was very popular in the LPL for a while. Thanks to EDG's top laner, actually. That's a kind of interesting tidbit right there. We are going to see starts from the top side for RogueWarriors and IG going for the bot side. So a bit of a split match situation. And it does seem like Xun might be heading towards TheShy's lane a little bit earlier.
And we have seen today, especially with Bo, that he didn't need any CC to set up his Talia combos. He was very fine using Fog of War and just his own instinct and skill to find those himself. So I wonder if he'll go for the same thing, or if, as we expect, maybe he just uses TheShy's lane priority to try to get some deep vision around in Haro's jungle and then start trying to set up plays and unlock Rookie later on. The thing that jumps out to me about IG's comp, the more I think about it, is I actually don't feel like it can get a lot done early without RogueWarriors committing mistakes. It feels very ultimate reliant to actually set up and find kills.
Yeah, it definitely seems like the case. Not a lot of hard crowd control out of these compositions early, and we do see Ashe versus the Jhin. In typical fashion, we do have this side of the map pushing a lot faster. I don't think IG actually gave their jungler a leash, so this is just the pure pushing power of that Ashe lane, able to get a lead early. And I do want to see how where the Hawkshocks actually went. It does seem like the Hawkshock already went out, and there's a couple pings across the map, so they know Xun is in the top side. But there will be an engage here from Baolan. They are able to catch Chocho out directly underneath the tower, and that was an easy kill for IG.
Yeah, Chocho walking too far forward. Baolan goes for the engage, and then I think Chocho even threw out his E, which gave him turret aggro instantly, and he just instantly goes down.
Yeah, a bit of a mishap happening onto that bottom side. So even with the information they got with Ashe, it doesn't really pay out running this bottom lane. We are going to see a tower dive come out underneath the top lane tower for RogueWarriors. Ziv able to sidestep the seismic shove, but he's still not getting any help. Meanwhile, another 2v2 forming up in the mid jungle as Rookie is taunted out. The red buff is ticking onto Haro. Rookie flashes towards Xun. Xun is coming in, body blocking. Can they find the last tick of damage? They do get Rookie in the end, and Xun might go down as well. Nope, he's able to flash over the wall and keep himself alive there. So it is going to be a 1-for-1 at the end of the day. But actually, that should be just a 1 kill straight up for RogueWarriors, as they do find Rookie a little bit overextended in the lane.
Still, I don't really like the sequence that we saw from IG there. We saw Xun trying to play for the tower dive when we said, hey, honestly, without ultimates, without being able to like move Rookie around the map, they really don't have any way to set up that kill on the top side. You should know Haro is either around mid or bot. Rookie's pushing.
Oh, but Haro is going to go in for another gank. But we do see Baolan just with the crash down able to get away. So that one's going to fizzle out quite quickly. And please continue with your point. You said you didn't really like that play going for the top lane for Xun.
And for Rookie, right? Like, I feel like out of anywhere you should expect Haro to most likely be mid. Their bottom lane was getting pushed under turret, so realistically that could be the only place he's going to be. But Clement, I'm going to stop again, because these teams want to keep pressuring.
It's going to be another 3v3 in the bottom side, but once again, the crucial skill is missed out from Xun. He's not going to be able to find the seismic shove, and Haro should be able to escort this Talia away. Michi very narrowly dodges out on the captivating audience, so he's going to stay alive right here. But Xun is coming in for seconds. Haro body blocks, and Michi just gets away barely. However, we have Rookie joining the party as well. Forge is shadowing, but he's still a ways off. Meanwhile, Wink has to solo Chocho. He's almost down. And can Forge find anyone here? He's going to get the two-man taunt. Haro comes in, and the game is paused. In the mark. Because not only is the most handsome player of the LPL, he also has played on both teams of LGD and BLG. So he's kind of the trader position right here.
Oh, we're back, Clement. We're back.
Oh, we're back into action, finally. So, just taking stock at the situation, the bot lane dive didn't happen.
Okay. And, you know, if we remember, one thing I said I wanted to see earlier was to see more full clears coming out from Shun, playing more around the Destiny from Rookie, and it looks like we're getting that, Clement. Shun's farming his camps. Rookie's level 6.
I will say he was most likely forced in that situation because everyone knew where he was on the map. So, probably not the best idea to go for a tower dive now that people know you're there. He just has to go back and clear his own wave. But taking a look at the situation here, we are going to have a much quieter opening. The tower dive bot lane has never happened. We're going to go into 6 minutes. Both of these mid laners are going to have their globals up and ready to go. Where do you think we're going to see the action?
For the side of Rogue Warriors, I actually think you can play towards either side. It would be nice to see them get TheShy shut out of this game quite early, because I feel like if you get one kill off on the Quinn, it is very hard for her to go head-to-head in that Renekton matchup. But we're seeing Rogue Warriors transition towards that bot side. It does make sense when we see that a Scuttle Crab is open, so Haro wanting to get a bit of an EXP advantage for himself, and you still have that bottom lane Drake to play around.
And we are going to see top side for TheShy. He's already setting up for a 20 CS lead in lane at 7 minutes into the game. That seems a little bit ahead of schedule. Not going to lie, that matchup seems to be going very, very poorly for Ziv at this point. And we will be seeing the Noon Quiver come out. So probably not going to go for anything like the Eclipse. Not going to go for the lethality line, but more along the lines of likely the Gale Force like you were mentioning, or maybe even the Kraken Slayer.
Yeah, again, I'd definitely like to see the Gale Force come out. I guess Kraken Slayer you could justify with the fact that they do have like triple tank.
Wait a minute. The bot lane dive still happened.
Hey, Clement, but nothing bad happened. Nothing bad happened. That's what matters.
That's true. Oh, IG did go for the two-head play at the very end, but we'll talk about that later as Rookie comes flying in with the help of Shun. This is going to be a 4v2 into the bot side. They get the first pick onto Chocho. He did not flash, didn't have time enough to get out of the crowd control, and IG are going to find a solid advantage, winning out both the bot lane and the top lane.
Yeah, I also like that TheShy is playing very respectfully. He's not like trying to force in this wave. He realizes, hey, Roguers are probably making the trade on the top half of the map. He's actually hovering around the Rift Herald right now. Looked like he thought about going to catch midwave, but Rookie at the last second deciding that he can just take it for himself. And Rogue Warriors not exactly having a place where they can answer. Again, something to note is despite the fact that Renekton does lose this matchup, with 3 members, they can definitely still dive TheShy despite the fact that he has cleanse. You have double CC from your top and mid.
But the target might be Rookie instead, as he is locked up. He still doesn't have his flash just yet, so he should be going down. A pincer coming out from Rogue Warriors. Good find onto the kill. And we do see, I believe Chocho was the one taking that one up with the Ignite.
I like that play coming out from Chocho. Roams over while IG's bot lane is on the reset. So not only getting the top side Herald, finding a kill for themselves as well. You would expect them to drop the Herald bot just for the reason that that's the place they have the most pressure, right? We've seen the Ashe and Set consistently being able to push in the Jhin and Rel. So maybe a 4-man play towards spot, drop the Herald and start opening that one up. We also see Shun hovering towards topside. And for IG, it seems that the plays once again, you have to continuously wait for that Destiny because you just don't have any other ability of utilizing all the damage your composition provides. But Shun thinks differently, Clement.
Yeah, Shun is heading into that top side. He's going to be, I think, just parking himself there. His top side is completely clear, so it will just be a back here. Unless Ziv actually tries to go aggressive. But we see this from a lot of good junglers. They do like to end their pathing at the, with their top side. Unfortunately, isn't able to land the seismic shove, and now Ziv knows that there is a Talia in his lane. He's not going to die for it. But in the meantime, Rookie Does have his flash this time, but might not get a chance to use it, as the crowd control and the damage coming out is just way too much for him to handle. This might be the first tower going down, as no IG members are even in the vicinity.
And if you looked at Rookie's reaction, Rookie was actually laughing at going down in the mid lane. Remembering his interview before the match as well, he said, all I got to worry about is winning my own lane. We're seeing that Haro Forge combo that we talked a lot about in RogueWarriors' previous matches. These two really like to play with each other as Shun.
Shun might be making a mistake right here. He tries to use the tower to body block, but isn't able to get out. Forge is left in an awkward situation, and Chocho is as well, as he uses the showstopper. Can't get the pull. Good stopwatch coming in from Rookie, and Haro is coming up to pick up the pieces. Rookie has a pretty awkward pathing, and he gets sniped down by the Ash Arrow. And Rookie goes down once again. 3 deaths in the span of something like 90 seconds.
And this game is just completely different from last game. IG not being able to get away with the kind of hard forces and out-handsing the enemies like they did last time around. I really like how RogueWarriors are using Chocho. We need to remember they did sub him in this game. He's pretty much saying, hey, I'm leaving Michi on an island. IG don't really play much around bot side anyway, so it's completely fine whether we're up or down in CS. And we're just seeing RogueWarriors put so much attention into this mid lane.
It seems like that veteran status is working out for Chocho, able to run direction on his team. He's paid mid lane so many different visits, and a lot of times Rookie has been found as a victim here. Let's watch Shun as he goes down again.
Shun thinking that he can defend this one, but keep your eyes on the minimap. We do see both Baolan and Chocho making their way over. As I'm going to pause because we just saw Jin use his curtain call on the left side of our screen, but nothing else going to happen. Chocho going to find his way on to Rookie. They're going to keep moving forward. This play took so long, it gave enough time for Haro to move in. Really nice snipe coming out from Michi, and it's just going to guarantee the fact that they're going to be able to find this kill.
I just want to say, some of these days, the LPL is going to need a picture-in-picture-in-picture. 2 layers is not enough to capture all the action that's happening on the Rift through space and time. We are going to see a huge trade in the top lane. Dominus is popped for Ziv just to keep alive, and he is able to keep TheShy off of him. In the meantime, Haro overextends. We didn't get the start of that fight, but he does go down, so likely crowd control chain coming out for InvictusGaming. They lose their mid tower, but they do find the kill onto an overextending Haro, who has to blow his flash as well. Chocho, in the meantime, is coming in through the back end, and the fights just don't stop. Rookie is dead for the 5th time in 12 minutes. Meanwhile, Baolan is trying to salvage the situation. Should get some procs on his Dark Harvest, and the action just keeps on going, with Forge maybe trading back his life onto this one. It's an absolute bloodbath all over the time. 13 minutes, 11 kills.
Clement, is there even a purpose to having an analyst on the LPL cast? We go from a fight to a replay, to another fight, into another fight. Now we're going into a dragon. Let's be honest, the replay is probably going to come at some point and then into another fight. But point is, Clement, there were so many shenanigans. We saw RogueWarriors in that last fight trying to be the ones to wrap around and find a pick onto Rookie. Oh, hey, we actually do get it. So RogueWarriors coming around, trying to find the pick off onto Rookie. It allows the gold card into the seismic shove. Haro does go down. But Clement, we have a TP play on the left corner of our screens.
Once again, another play inside our replay. It's playception in the LPL. Nothing ever stops here. RogueWarriors are able to find a kill, and at this point, I actually just wish we don't have any replays. Like, I don't think we need to run them. We're just going back in time way too many times. I feel like we're doing a temporal pincer at some point, and my brain just can't take all the different shenanigans between the red team and the blue team.
Hey, Clement, but, you know, whatever. All these plays are happening. RogueWarriors are going to be able to steal away this red buff, but Shun knows.
Yep, he's actually going to be able to smite that one away, and IG do have a numbers advantage here. They're going to go on to Michi as he dodges out on the W, but can he dance away from the curtain call? That's going to be the question right here. Wink actually pulls back. He's not going to use all 4 of his shots there.
Michi did actually throw out the enchanted crystal arrow.
So sorry, yeah, I missed that for some reason.
It was very small, Clement. Jin was super close to him. I actually missed the animation as well. I just noticed the cooldown.
Yeah, my boomer eyes can't keep up with all the action that's happening right here, but he does get out of that one, and Haro finds a Herald into the top side, and I think they might be thinking about stripping away the bottom side tower and allowing this Ashe a little bit more room. What do you think about the Herald placement?
I definitely think bot is the place to go. Obviously, RogueWarriors have already broken down the mid turret, so this should allow them to get very... Okay, Baolan is going in, Clement. I'm going to stop.
Yeah, we do see the pincer once again from RogueWarriors. The teleport is being called right here. TheShy is very far away from the action. Shun is already dead. Ziv is among the soft members of IG, but he's going to go down as TheShy comes into the fray. Probably going a little bit too far into the action. And the Forge is sitting on very low HP. Michi trying to back underneath this tower, but there's so many IG members coming in. Wink trying to find this snipe here. He doesn't have his ultimate, trying to go with a W. Doesn't find it just yet, but IG come out ahead of that one.
Yeah, Clement, we are having a lot of action for really no reason. IG, they didn't really even have prio. They left their lanes. They did see where the likes of, I think it was Haro and Forge were moving. So they look for that red buff invade. They already had some deep vision down. It does just end up being a 1-for-1 in the end. And now IG gonna force a tempo play with Rookie's TP. He's gonna hover bot side, and it's gonna allow them to hopefully unlock this bot lane turret.
And there's no one on RogueWarriors' side that can really come to defend. A very worthwhile teleport, and one of those teleports that we just feel like aren't used enough. You're gonna have to walk me through the replay on this one.
Yep, Clement, we see IG, again, they just left their lanes and moved straight into the enemy jungle. We do see the TP coming out from the side of Ziv. He does go a bit too far in after they find that initial pick on Shun. It's instantly bursted as the rest of RogueWarriors aren't able to follow up. But it's happening again, Clement Chu!
There's gonna be a day when we really need a picture-in-picture of an in-picture, okay? That's definitely required in the LPL just to catch up with all the action.
Look.
The Herald does not go to the bot lane like we expected. RogueWarriors are going to drop that in the top side. Looks like they went for a potential tower dive, but thought better of it with that amount of IG members actually being there. Both Rel and Talia were there. Now we're going to see the 1v1 between TheShy and Ziv, with TheShy holding on to a red buff, so very much in his favor.
Clement, I'm just saying, I feel like LPL is not the league you can have two colors casting. Maybe I should knock on this wall that is separating me and Hysterics, get him in here, and, you know, all the shenanigans, the silky smooth Australian, you just throw it together.
There's also a crocodile for him to cast. I heard Australians really like crocodiles for some reason. Oh, but it is going to be the Gal Force like you mentioned, so a little bit more execution and ability to catch up to Ziv in the side lanes.
I also like it just for the kiting potential as well, right? You're getting the movement speed off the Mythic passive, so always being able to stay a step ahead of that Renekton, or even something along the lines of the Graves to set the Galley. Like, there's a lot of low-range champions, as we're seeing it utilized here.
Yep, Ziv actually flashes in, does get the Ruthless Predator, but there is a cleanse on TheShy, and he goes down. Did want to defend his tower, but gives up his life for it. Probably not worth it. RogueWarriors are going to go in. Baolan with a very good crash down. Actually avoids being caught out, but Chocho is in the backline. They're going to find Shun. Rookie is caught up here as well. And this is all RogueWarriors all the time as they find 2 kills and most likely the Mountain Drake as well.
Yep, we do see that RogueWarriors just have the stronger and easier 4-man setup. You have the hard engage come up from Ashe. You did mention good crash down from Baolan, but Forge and Chocho both able to find their way in, and this does seem like that veterancy of Chocho that we talked about, kind of being able to lead the charge. And then we know Haro is such an exceptional carry and damage dealer when he does have that freedom and team behind him to allow him to take on this role.
Really love what Chocho did there. I think we're definitely going to get a replay of that one. But I think overall it highlights how difficult it is for IG to play on the back foot. You can see all of their ultimates are basically up throughout that fight. Didn't get a chance to use it. Didn't have the setup for it. And RogueWarriors, once again, with the easier to execute composition as we see here.
Yeah, I mean, RogueWarriors comp just has more frontliners. It's very easy for them to run into the enemy to where if IG want to take a fight, they need to take a fight on their terms with the Destiny, with the gold card. They're not able to kind of kite out these team fights and play reactive, and it allowed RogueWarriors to come out ahead. And unlike earlier where I made that bet, if you remember, Clemmer said, IG are still going to win this game. That is looking further and further from the truth as every second goes on.
Yeah, probably one of the worst games we've seen Rookie on in quite a long time. Going 1-6-4, not really able to contribute things. We have seen IG play these type of compositions quite a few times where it's very difficult to execute, but there are a lot of carries, so even if they don't look good in the early game, there's still a chance they can just overpower you in the late game with the amount of damage they're dealing.
And we need to remember, right, there's still the obvious win condition of TheShy, who can just keep dealing damage in side lanes. It's not going to be as easy because Forge is always able to answer on the Galio. And we've already seen cross-map plays coming out from Michi's Ashe on Rookie in the mid lane, so that's always possible as well. For IG, they need to keep indexing into TheShy's strength, try to get that numbers advantage, try to pick off Ziv, and not be too over pushed in mid lane, contesting that prio in mid like we saw before, right? TheShy just found his advantage. You back off, you let RogueWarriors go get their river vision, you roam TheShy over from top, push out that mid lane as a 5-man unit, and then you can look to recapture that vision from RogueWarriors.
General thing seems to me just, you know, don't group up right in front of RogueWarriors, don't make things too easy for them, make sure you have your side lane advantages. And I kind of want to ask you about the itemization coming out from TheShy. He's going to go for the Stormrazors, but never mind. Shun thinks he finds a pick into the mid lane. It's actually going to get turned around on its head. Once again, Rookie goes down. That's going to be a 7 death. 1 death per every 3 minutes. He's taking a page out of TheShy's book as TheShy is taunted up but able to walk away. Doesn't even have his cleanse, but doesn't need it to get out of that one. And Forge seems to be the one in trouble here as he does take down. Haro's still alive. He's dealing massive amounts of damage. He's going to go in and snipe off 2 members here. Weak is still full health. He's going to open up with the curtain call. How many can he find? 1 goes down. Michi barely escapes, and Shun is actually going to find the double buff and maybe the kill right here, but Haro's going to make it hard for him. It went down to the wire. Shun is burning, and he goes down for the trade. Taking stock of everything, it's going to be a 4 for 3 in favor of IG.
Clement, that fight was absolutely insane. Actually being a 4 for 4 overall if we, start off with Rookie getting picked off even before the fight actually started. Really nice kiting coming out from IG as we're going to see here. We're actually going to go back to the very start of the play, which actually was IG being the ones to look for a pick. RogueWarriors answer immediately with the Galio coming in. They answer that one. TheShy's going to come into this one. You're going to watch as he kites out Forge very well. And then keep your eye on this Jin W. They are going to lock down Forge. TheShy just dealing so much damage. Shun also throwing out his combo. Baolan then going to go in. He threw out the Ignite, so Forge does end up going down. This is where things look dicey. Nice collateral damage coming out from Forge. But Shun and Wink being able to play off range advantage so well. They turn Shun's cooldown to come up once again. He lands the seismic shove this time as Haro was autoing the ward. Haro jumps back in. It looked extremely close, not able to do it. Still, the burn and the execute comes down in the end from the Collector. And it was just really fun to watch from both sides. Again, nice, simplistic comp from RogueWarriors. Nice manage of range and distance from IG.
But enough of analysis. We're going to go straight back into another fight. Rookie does use the Gate Destiny to pop down, prepare himself for the upcoming Mountain Drake, and there's going to be a very hard-fought battle for this ramp here. All 10 members on the map are converging on this single point. We do have the pick setup coming in from IG in that Death Brush, that lone pixel brush in the river. Chocho does manage to dodge out on the seismic shove, but just barely, as IG Shun is in a very good position to run interference. It looks like RogueWarriors are going to go straight in. They actually missed the Enchanted Crystal Arrow, but Chocho is still going all the way. He gets taken down, and the front line is held up by Baolan. Shun is able to find great numbers, great amount of damage onto the backline. Forge is getting tagged up, and we see RogueWarriors fully collapsing onto that fight. It looks like they went just in a little bit too deep, and it's going to be an ace for InvictusGaming.
Clement, that Talia wall was so clutch, and it was so unfortunate for Chocho. Chocho runs in. Right as he runs in, Shun drops that Talia wall, cutting off the rest of the members from RogueWarriors from the fight. They instantly just turn on Chocho, kill him immediately. They have numbers advantage. Wink turns around, they clean up the fight, and they get this Mountain Drake.
Really well played on the side of IG, just using that terrain choke to its optimal advantage. I felt like RogueWarriors put themselves in sort of a dicey situation by either having to go through the ramp, the Raptor ramp there, or just turning through mid lane. on the left side with a very critical ward there coming in from Shun. If you look at the control ward on the right side of River, that just meant that Shun could do whatever he wanted outside of vision, and Talia is just so damn strong in that position.
Yeah, and we see Rookie hit the gold card. The Ash arrow comes in and it misses. That's actually why Chocho followed up on the flash. You can see the rest of the members of IG, RW, aren't ready. As Baolan goes and buys a bunch of time. Perfect seismic shove into the E into Q combo coming out from Shun. And then from here, you already have the numbers advantage. You have the damage. You have the CC. Shun flashes forward. Rookie with a nice Zhonya's to buy time. And like you said, the positioning from IG was just impeccable. And it was a bit disappointing that Michi didn't hit that arrow, because it looks like that's what kind of signaled the other 4 members of RogueWarriors to turn around, while Chocho still was running head first.
That was such an impressive game from Shun. It's finally time to hand over the MVP reins to someone that isn't TheShy or isn't Rookie. I definitely think we're going to see Shun possibly get the MVP if IG are able to pull ahead of this one. But I might be speaking a little bit too soon, as RogueWarrior are going to force the issue. They're going to ask for a team fight as 3 members start up on the Baron. They're already down to 5k HP on the big purple worm, but in come IG. This is going to be the 5v5. We do see Chocho going again once more. Forge is going to follow. Chocho goes down, but they do get Shun in the meantime. But TheShy is on the back line. He finds Michi. There's no resistance right there. Haro has to play 1v3 as Forge is in his Zhonya's, and it ends with TheShy picking up a quadra kill. That was a good attempt by RogueWarriors, but not good enough.
It's so telling, Clement, for IG's 2 members that are left standing to be Rookie and TheShy, as what always seems to be true with this roster. Great fights coming out from them. They're going to be able to pick up mid lane turret. Probably can't pick up much of anything else with how short death timers are on certain members like Chocho, and Ziv should be up soon. But they can at least get off some good recalls, keep up vision on the map, and TheShy is just so massive. Clement, you were just talking about MVPs and who should get it soon. Let's be honest, Clement Chu. It's looking like if IG win, I'm adding the caveat there, probably gonna be TheShy. But I'm not counting out RogueWarriors just yet, Clement. As you know, I've talked enough. You take us through this replay, Clement.
So the important thing here is that Forge coming in doesn't actually get anyone important. TheShy and Rookie are both on the side lanes, and they're completely fine. They get a great angle onto Michi. They're able to wipe away the backline instantly. That was Baolan with a very good mount up, keeps Haro in the range of TheShy and Rookie, and they just go down. So once again, I feel like it's RogueWarriors missing their combo. They didn't really get the enchanted crystal arrow and the showstopper and the hero's entrance aligned perfectly, and we're gonna go straight into another fight. TheShy goes in face first, but he has cleanse. He doesn't care. They find Michi. They're gonna find another kill into Chocho. The backline's already dead. Ziv can't go anywhere. That's gonna be 3 kills for nothing in favor of IG. Shun's still alive. They are gonna finally get one back onto Rookie, because Rookie has died a bunch of times this game, and it doesn't really matter. They're just continuing with the custom, and Haro is trying to back on a ward. He definitely knows this, but you know what? Sometimes you have to be you have to have a little bit of humor in these scenarios, and he's just gonna give over the kill to IG.
And at the end of the day, Clement, it's exactly as you predicted earlier. It doesn't matter necessarily about the teamfight setups. IG have a composition that has a bunch of different damage threats. They have too much damage for RogueWarriors to deal with at this point, especially with the gold advantage they've accumulated. Chocho tried going in, and as has happened many times, just gets instantly bursted. When we looked at these compositions coming out from RogueWarriors today, we thought, hey, they are more simplistic in theory. You throw out all your skills first. It's much more about kind of coordinating and getting onto the same target, as we're gonna see here in the replay.
I can't believe TheShy went in first. He actually took the enchanted crystal arrow to the face, cleansed it off like it was all calculated, and once Ashe is down, this fight is over. There's nothing much that RogueWarriors can actually do after this point. They don't have enough damage.
And yeah, there's just alpha dog energy coming out from TheShy, Clement. You know, again, what's the point of having cleanse if you're not gonna use it, Clement? So that's what it's there for. He does it. They find the kills, and now they can just easily transition into this 1-4 setup.
Things are just happening way too damn fast. Baolan goes in. He knows the kill's already secured on the back end right there. They should be able to get Forge onto this one. It's going to be a 2-for-nothing situation, and RogueWarriors have to run for the hills. But TheShy isn't going to let them off easy. He actually goes in, flashes for the extra slow proc, and Shun goes in as well. He finds the burst damage onto Michi. IG looks like they're about to close in on this game. Only one member alive on Rogue Warriors. It's going to be Haro against the world.
And I feel like there's nothing Haro can do in this situation as IG continues to push and continues to look for the 2-0 win, Clement.
Yeah, 0-7 on Renekton. It looks like TheShy did not honor the gentleman's agreement. He went for the Quinn pick. But we are going to see some last fights coming out. TheShy actually not dragged into the fountain. That has to be heartbreak for Chocho as IG finally take down this series in a convincing 2-0. They did it in their own way. They did it in a brawly fashion. You know, forget about what teamfight compositions actually means. Let's just overload on carries.
Thank the universe that this is over, Clement. It was a fun game. It was a fiesta on both sides. There was replayception, as we talked about, but it's probably good for the universe that this doesn't keep going. Probably good for the fans that they don't have to keep hearing me and you guess what's going on, because there's fight after fight after fight. At the end of the day, IG comes out on top, and for the regular split at least, that feels like that's how the narrative usually goes.
Hey, you only get to cast temporal pincers in the LPL, where you have the present actually playing in a side screen in front of a replay of the past. That was the most... my mind just got so bended by casting that. I can't believe how much I had to process throughout that one.
Yep, and we're going to see the sad faces of Rogue Warriors here. I will say, there is one silver lining. They definitely look better with Chocho than they do with Reheal, which, again, isn't a slight on Reheal or even praising Chocho's individual ability. Chocho has a lot more influence on the map. He looks like he can align with Haro and Forge a lot better. And sure, there's still a lot of mistakes. We saw him getting bursted out early, but they were making plays as a team, and they were at least keeping it very brawly, and they weren't just like bleeding out and losing, right? They were actively trying to win the game. So for Rogue Warriors, I would like to see that aspect of their gameplay stay the same, with them utilizing Chocho more.
And that's been sort of a weak point of Rogue Warriors so far, is that their bot lane has been this revolving door of different players. We had Cullen come in, but he's now back in the LDL. Michi is now the main AD carry, and it seems like they're fairly undecided on who they want as their starting point man in support between Chocho and also Reheal. So we're going to have to keep track of that and see who actually ends up on top. I think after Chinese New Year, we should get a pretty clear answer on what the dual lane is going to look like.
And the big question mark is Betty, right? What's going to happen with him? We expected him to come in. The talk was that he was in quarantine, but still not coming in and playing any games. Was still a good player when he was on RNG last year, despite the fact that he did get subbed out for Gala. I don't think he really fit the way that RNG wanted to play. He's not necessarily this bottom laner that's going to come and carry your team. But for Rogue Warriors, that could fit the bill as well. If you're going to put all of your attention and resources into mid-jungle, I don't think you necessarily need some Uzi-like smash lane AD carry in the bottom half of the map.
Wow, this game was pretty much the Shy show coming in from the top side. He did more damage than the enemy top jungle and mid combined. So, having a great day on the Quinn, the first Quinn we have seen in the LPL this split so far. Congratulations to TheShy. I just love these games from IG Gaming. Like, they're really difficult to cast, but they're great for enjoyment.
They are awesome, and it was also a weird game coming out from Rookie because Rookie kept getting caught out and dying. But again, if you were watching the player cams, Rookie was smiling, Rookie was laughing, Rookie was having a great time. So, IG is a bit of a weird one. They're a bit of a weird one to wrap your mind around, but, you know, I think Wink had some solid ultimates. Baolan, as we keep saying, did his job, and, you know, breaking this game down in kind of boxed, generic settings is impossible, Clement. We just watched a game that other regions dream of getting. So, a lot of kills happened, a lot of action happened. IG won. Let's do something fun. Does TheShy get MVP? What's your guess?
My guess? Well, it definitely isn't Rookie. We can say that for sure.
That's true.
I think Shun should still deserve some consideration just by the way he played those Weaver walls and the way he was able to sync up with the team, especially that Drake team fight. That was beautiful to watch. He cuts off Chocho, he gets a 3-man seismic shove, and pretty much finishes off the team fight single-handedly. So we can definitely expect him Or maybe TheShy, just because that last play was pretty cool, face tanking the Ash arrow. That one would stay very memorable for a long time, but I think it has to be between those two.
Probably definitely going to be TheShy. It's also interesting to think of that the dynamic swap for once. TheShy had to step up and carry Rookie. A complete script reversal of what it's been for so long now.
Hey man, did you watch All Stars? I'm just saying, Rookie is sometimes he ints, and when he does, he really enjoys them.
Yeah,
because Rookie is usually the one putting out fires. You know, when he gets carried, you can tell that Rookie's actually really happy. He's like, oh wow, I don't have to try as hard. My team will take me to the finish line. This is great.
that's true. I mean, it's been a long time since you have World's MVP Ning and a player like Jackie Love beside you. Though, to be fair, again, just kind of going back and highlighting some of the IG players from earlier, I definitely like the way Wink suits this roster more than Puff. And that's no slight on Puff. We thought Puff would come in and stylistically he'd be a good fit because he'd be this kind of weak or neutral side player, absorb pressure fine, not need a lot of resources. But it turns out IG, it truly is like that trident style you're saying, where they need aggressive players in all positions. They need it. They need people who, like me and Penguin are talking about for RogueWarriors, for IG, you need players who, you know, when you say jump, they say how high, right? You need people who are willing to follow TheShy and Rookie into the endless seams of combat. And that's what I think Wink, Baolan definitely are. And Shun, I'd say, seems a bit more tempered, but it seems like he's getting there. It seems like he's getting that edge of where we're questioning, hey, why is Shun looking for this play? So yeah, he's on a good path. He's on a good path.
We haven't seen IG play at this sort of tempo for a while. Like, the coordination definitely is warming up. You can feel like they're sort of revving up to become like the monsters that they really are. And we are going to be going into TheShy highlights for the game. So I think that gives you a pretty strong hint at who the MVP will be as well.
Just overall having an exceptional game. It was nice to watch how he was playing a lot of these skirmishes. We talked about Quinn, not really much of a side laner here in the LPL. It's all about joining these team fights. He utilized a lot of chokes really well, playing around the speed and movement speed he gets from when he does turn into that Fowler form to keep running down members from the RogueWarriors team. And he was just so far ahead in terms of turret plating, gold, CS. He was just such a monster on his like 2 to 3 item power spike.
Yeah, had really good team fights too. This is something you mentioned about LPL Quins. They definitely tend towards joining the team fights, but it's really impressive to see a champion like this have that much impact because they're basically an AD carry without a lot of gap closers, still able to do that much damage. And this is the play that I felt was it was just so bewildering to watch. TheShy using his own body to make sure that RogueWarriors stayed in exactly the position that they wanted them to. You know, flying in onto the side. And this was a play we didn't get to see in live. Him taking down Ziv. No damage traded back. That was just a pure onslaught coming in from TheShy.
And performances like this, champions like this, are always why TheShy's damage numbers in DPM is always so high when you look at stats. 40% of his team's damage. It was expected. He was free hitting Ziv all game long, which sucks because the one thing Ziv asked for before the series, please don't play a ranged matchup into me, TheShy. He did it 2 times in a row, and it seems like that's the only way we're really going to get TheShy of the former glory is seeing him on these ranged champions. Whether it's the Gnar, whether it's the Quinn, whether it was the Callisto last split, that's where we truly get to see TheShy excel, because even if in other games where he will give over a few kills, he's always winning so much in terms of laning, plates, and CS that he's actually never losing in gold or behind in the matchup. So it's nice to see TheShy keep thriving in his own kind of personal flavor of identity with these ranged top laners.
Yeah, and the way that IG are set up is they can definitely handle playing without a traditional front line. They're so good at just dancing around and kiting away different members coming in at them that they can afford to play this style. But to hear more about IG's recent win, we have Wendy on the wings. Please take us away.